Well, it's not fun to talk about the losses, whether it's, a basketball game, football game, softball game. It's especially not fun to talk about the losses when it's on the recruiting trail. Um, an area where Eli Drinkwitz and Dennis Gates and a lot of Missouri coaches over the last few years have been able to really, not going to say dominate, but expand their range and the level of player they've been able to land over the last few years has been truly impressive. That was the case leading into this season, and Eli Drinkwitz specifically was expected to land multiple big recruits. Um, it hasn't exactly been the case, and there's good players in this 2026 recruiting class. There's 10 guys committed right now. But over the last, 6 days, the losses have compounded and built up and built up and built up. And as of right now, there are three options left for the Missouri Tigers. But I'm not going to focus on the future and who is committing. I'm going to take a look at the losses right now, and how they've compounded and what it means for the rest of this class. Starting with J.J. Bush, he announced his decision on July 2nd. Seemed like Missouri was in the mix. He commits to Arkansas. The team to beat, if it wasn't Missouri, was LSU, so Arkansas was a bit of a surprise. Who knows what goes on behind the scenes there? But Arkansas lands a composite three-star, borderline four-star linebacker. It's a big commitment for them. On the 5th, Katrin Harris and Ronell Johnson go their separate ways. Katrin Harris, excuse me, was not expected to commit to Missouri. West Coast guy, stays in Arizona, plays at Campus Prep, commits to the Wildcats. And then Ronell Johnson, a Missouri native, a guy who didn't have a commitment date, but Missouri was kind of viewed as the front driver's seat team, commits to Indiana. That one hurts. That's a dagger in the heart for this recruiting class. Um, One of those guys that didn't have a date set, so it kind of seemed like Missouri was going to be able to, take their time and grab him whenever. Not the case anymore. On the 7th, two losses. Braxton Lindsey, linebacker, heads to BYU, and safety Jaden McGregory heads to Louisville. That is arguably the biggest loss. McGregory was a guy that Missouri clearly very much wanted, and Louisville gets the last visit there, and he heads elsewhere. And then today, I'm recording this video on July 8th on a Tuesday. There were three losses on the trail. Jackson Gates, a cornerback, heads to BYU. Linebacker Adam Balagoon Ali heads to Auburn. Um, and then three-star athlete would play corner Javonte Smith, a guy that Missouri actually picked up an on-three prediction for, leading up to the commitment. He heads to Tennessee. So, I mean, simply put, it sucks. It really sucks. And now this recruiting class is kind of left, not spiraling, but it's where do they look now? And we don't know where they look now. Obviously, they have these guys on their board that they think, maybe they're still not committed yet, or maybe they are working out to flip guys and they're gonna work that magic in December, leading up to signing day. And they've done that in past years, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did it again. But the difference between now and then is that those classes looked a lot better heading into Sunny Day, heading into December, heading into January, than this one does. And wouldn't be surprised to see a couple other guys jump on board this summer and leading up into the start of the season. But it's not unrealistic and not wrong to say that this class is lacking the talent that it has in recent years. You got a couple headliners. You got Jabari Brady. You got Gavin Sidwar. You got Keenan Harris. Those are four-star guys. I believe Khalif Canty is going to be a guy who rises, into four-star territory. But right now, it's the losses truly. Uh, Outweigh the wins, and there's no denying it. And now it's what's next thing. And my answer is I don't know if there's anything next. It's a shame. There are three guys committing over the next couple days. Well, two, I guess, and one we don't know about right now. Three-star safety Joe Alcombe will commit on Wednesday, July 9th. Doesn't look like Missouri is going to land him, but if there was a guy that Missouri could swoop in and get, I think it could be him because of the connection to Tony Forney, their teammates at Cal, Georgia. So it could be a connection there and maybe enough to bring him and team those two up. Uh, Four-star athlete Jacob Eberhard, a St. Louis native, will also commit here on July 11th. Missouri looks to not be in the running there. And then there's three-star JUCO defensive end Demarcus Johnson, who has taken official visits to Missouri and LSU, but we don't know much about him at the moment. So, a lot of questions revolving around this recruiting class, and it's safe to say right now that it's not living up to the standards that we've seen. Maybe there's a shift in, um, strategy and how they take on guys and who they want to take, and maybe they're looking for more long-term developmental pieces, and they don't want to. Maybe there's some money involved. They don't want to spend as much. Who knows? But it's a true and blanket statement to say at this point, after all these guys have come and they've gone, now they're gone, um, that this is not as talented a class as we've seen in past years for Eli Drinkwitz. So that's all I have today. We'll look to the future and see what some of these commitments, what these decisions have coming soon. But right now, this 2026 recruiting class is not looking up to standards compared to recent years.